15 times Fortnite revealed the future. Throughout Season 1, we have been getting a lot of build-up and anticipation towards an upcoming war between the Seven and the Imagined Order. Every week, something new has happened hinting at the future of Chapter 3, and with the latest Fortnite update, the war has finally been confirmed. This week, the scientist dropped new tapes where he says that not today and maybe not tomorrow, but soon they will be at war with the Imagined Order. And from leakers, we know that there are no more updates left to Season 1, meaning this war is now confirmed to be the theme of Chapter 3 Season 2, and we won't be getting a live event until then. But for one of the craziest times Fortnite revealed the future, we have the flip. When the Chapter 2 finale event happened, I don't think any of us were expecting to actually see the island we all know and love get completely flipped. It was jaw-dropping. But while we thought we only knew about the flip side a few weeks before the event, it turns out that Epic themselves foreshadowed Chapter 3 back in Season 5 and nobody noticed. During the opening trailer to the season where John Jones makes his way to the island, there's a hidden Easter egg that went over everyone's head. Once Jones goes into the 0 point, the camera is actually upside down, teasing that Jones fell from the bridge which is in between the two islands. None of us connected the dots when this happened. We all thought it was just Fortnite's way of confirming the IO were underneath the island. It then turned out that over 4 seasons later, this Easter egg would be confirmed as something so much more. But still not as incredible as the time Donald Mustard leaked everything. And a big thank you to Dragon Raja for sponsoring this video. Dragon Raja is an incredible fantasy MMORPG with stunning graphics in a gigantic open world waiting to be explored. Play with your friends anytime, anywhere, and celebrate Dragon Raja's 2-year anniversary. They are giving away tons of free in-game gifts, including a limited vehicle you could only get during this time. So let's check it out. I'm just looking through the characters here. Blade Master, Reaper, Puppeteer. Blade Master has got to be my favorite though. I mean, look at this guy. He is so cool. Dude, look at this world. It is so beautiful, and I'm playing this on an iPhone. Yo, we got a cool outfit. All right, let's put it on. All right, so now that we got our awesome outfit on, let's go and complete this quest. We have to look for Renata. Look at these cutscenes. There's just so much effort put into this game. So here's a chat where you could interact with people and actually message and play with your friends. You could even have your own team. Yeah, make sure to use our invitation code if you guys end up installing. Click the top link in the description or the pinned comment to download Dragon Raja today. Thanks again to them for sponsoring us, but now back to the video. We all know that Donald is a massive fan of teasing the future. Once he tweeted about a pair of jeans and we were all really confused, and then it turned out he was foreshadowing Jean Grey, aka Dark Phoenix from the X-Men. The same goes for when he simply posted the word dude, and it sounded a little crazy, but before you know it, dude was in the item shop. It feels like we can't take anything that Donald tweets seriously anymore. It's gotta be a teaser for something, and it was thanks to this idea that people went and looked at Donald's older tweets. We found one where he simply talks about a cool Lego roller coaster that he built. A pretty innocent looking tweet, right? Well, if you look closely at this video, you can see some minifigures riding the coaster. We have the Mandalorian, a Ghostbuster, and the Joker, and nobody thought to question this. Months later, all 3 of these characters eventually became Fortnite skins. But Fortnite also hides things in-game like mechs. Yeah, when the Fortnite Imposters mode first released, we were all distracted by how great the mode was. Epic used this as an opportunity to add sneak peeks into the future. They had a small Kevin the Cube hinting at his return in Season 8, a Zapatron, which is yet to be released in Chapter 3, but most importantly, hidden away in the background of the shooting range, you can see a Brute. Now, this simple little addition to the map blew up the internet. Social media went wild over this, claiming it had confirmed the return of mechs. Well, they were right. In the final few weeks of Chapter 2, over 3 months after they first teased it, Epic brought Brutes back to Fortnite. But it still isn't as mind-blowing as the yacht tease. While a lot of Fortnite's teasers have been very on the nose, sometimes they reveal the future in ways no one would have expected. All the way back in Chapter 2 Season 2, Midas arrived on the island bringing an entire super yacht with him. While the boat itself stuck around for 2 more seasons, it clearly wasn't enough time for us to simply look at its name, because it turns out that this was named Marigold and was actually teasing the release of the Marigold skin over a year before she was added. Seems like you really do have to pay attention to these small details in this game after all. But sometimes Fortnite accidentally leaks the future, like with the machine pistol. Now, this gun has become notorious in the community because it's one of the only items of Fortnite history that has been accidentally released multiple times, and Epic has pretended it never happened. During Season X, it was leaked in the Solid Gold LTM. Then in Chapter 2 Season 5, Epic accidentally revealed it again, dropping it in the Unvaulted LTM. And it made a final cameo in Season 8 where it was once again added to that same mode. But then finally, in Chapter 3 Season 1, Epic Games acknowledged the existence of the machine pistol and officially released it into Fortnite. They even made a joke about it in the patch notes. It was in the files for over 11 seasons, meaning it had been teased for over 3 years before eventually coming out. And so was Spider-Man. Ever since the first Avengers crossover in Fortnite all those years ago, there has been one superhero at the top of everyone's wish list, Spider-Man. And we kinda gave up hope on this one until Epic began teasing something. During Chapter 2 Season 4, aka the Marvel season, an achievement could be found called The Whip and had Spider-Man's logo on it, and yet he wasn't released during the season. Now we thought it might have just been a cool Easter egg for us Spidey fans, but then the leaks began. Over 4 seasons later, data miners discovered that Epic is working on a mysterious item called a web slinger, and at that point we were convinced Spider-Man was coming to Fortnite. We just didn't know when. And finally, Chapter 3 dropped, bringing us the Daily Bugle and Spidey, along with his friends and foes. It has been teased ever since the Marvel season. Okay, when Season 4 dropped, I don't think any of us expected the entire thing to be a crossover. It had never been done before, an entire battle pass, live event, and map dedicated to a single collab. It was nuts. And yet while we were all insanely shocked, maybe we shouldn't have been, because Epic revealed the Marvel season before it even happened. During July 4th that year, Fortnite released a surprise collaboration with Captain America, and he dropped onto the island with a short teaser video. It was a pretty simple trailer, but eagle-eyed fans noticed there was more to this video. The big question on everyone's mind was, where did Cap come from? And Epic actually answered it. All you had to do was look at the floor and you could see a Bifrost mark, and anyone who was familiar with Marvel knew that this meant Thor had sent him. We just assumed at the time that this meant Thor was going to be another skin, but it turned out it was way more than that. Something slightly more simple, we had the flare gun tease. While something as small as a flare gun being teased wouldn't usually make people excited, Fortnite had an awesome way of creating hype, and that's exactly what happened during the World Cup. They played animated shorts to entertain us between rounds, and one of these was a hilarious skit where a stranded Jonesy fires a flare gun into the sky, bringing down the battle bus and winning the game. Immediately, we all thought this was a tease for an actual flare gun item, but as time went on, it never happened until over a year later. The short came out in Season 9, and we all waited up until Chapter 2 Season 3, when Fortnite released update 13.20. It was in this patch they added the flare gun into the game, and a few weeks later, Castaway Jonesy was also dropped into the item shop. What nobody expected though was Midas. Yeah, even a character as huge and influential as Midas was revealed before his arrival onto the island. In the weeks leading up to Season 2, there was a mysterious house in the center of the Fortnite map, and over the course of a few days, this house got more and more furniture. Then this furniture began to turn gold, and we even saw classified files on a toilet. The community had no idea what this could have been teasing, but then when Season 2 was finally revealed, Midas came along, and with it, the agency, completely replacing the house. And he's not the only huge storyline character that was teased ahead of his time, because Epic also revealed Singularity and the Zero Point, arguably the two most important things in the entire Fortnite storyline right now. During the Invaulting event in Season 8, we were all so distracted by the items we were voting for that barely anyone had time to analyze the desk and the huge blue orb in the vault. But this mysterious sphere would eventually turn out to be the Zero Point, one of the most important storyline details that Fortnite has ever seen, the center of everything. Now as for the desk, you could also find the helmet of Singularity, who eventually turned out to be the engineer behind Mecha Team Leader, Neo Tilted, and is also rumored to be the Paradigm. That is especially important because back in this season, the Paradigm and her group weren't even fully revealed. We had written off the Visitor entirely as a solo character, until eventually they were revealed to be the Seven. And this brings us to one of the entries on this list that actually hasn't happened yet, but the future has been revealed regardless. Epic Games likes to put together surveys and give them out to players. It's a known fact, but I don't think anyone had the 7 on their bingo card for these surveys. A few months ago, one of the lists dropped, and the spectrum of upcoming Fortnite skins included the final 3 members of the 7 that we had all been dying to see. You can find this skin, who was very obviously the Origin, and then these 2 women. We all thought these could be the sisters, but it was never fully agreed upon until now. Not only did Epic accidentally leak these skins in a survey, but now they have straight up confirmed that these 2 girls are the sisters through the announcement of an upcoming comic named Fortnite Marvel Zero War. On the cover of this comic, Jones and one of the sisters. But by far, one of the weirdest ways Fortnite has revealed the future, though, is the Flood. During Season 2, Deadpool's Battle Pass room was one of the highlights for many people. It had tons of funny Easter eggs, gags, even mini games you could play. But as the season progressed, this room actually changed, and as we got close to the end, it became completely flooded with water. Now this is important because it was just before Season 3, the Flood season, and this was a great way to tease it that nobody would have questioned. The same goes for Tilted Towers. Probably one of the most frustrating ways Fortnite has ever teased the future. For years, they hinted at Tilted Towers' return. It was in the background of loading screens. In the Season 7 cover art, they even merged it with Salty Springs for a while. But it wasn't until the start of Chapter 3 where we finally got the official teaser for Tilted Towers' return. And underneath the ice, if you lined up the locations with the Chapter 1 map, it was quickly confirmed that Tilted would finally be coming back to Fortnite. And finally, our number 1 spot, the Volcano tease. You might have noticed that on Fortnite's current island, the Daily Bugle POI can be found inside of a hollow volcano. While it's a fact that collab POIs don't stick around for long, it's what will come after which has everyone scratching their heads. The Daily Bugle will most likely not be here in Season 2, which is why this volcano is so important. Fortnite may be teasing the eventual return of some kind of volcano power plant POI, or maybe even an eruption in the future. But I guess there's only one way to find out what will happen.